Hello, good evening or morning, depending on when you're watching this video. I'm going to go ahead and lead you through a gentle yoga class. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'd like to have you just start off in a comfortable position. So it can be a comfortable seat like I'm in, or you can be lying down, maybe finding a child's pose. Just find something that's comfortable for you right now. And actually, I'm going to use a block. I'm not going to cue a lot of props for this class just because I know you're at home. You might not necessarily have a ton of props. But for this beginning seated meditation, if you are uncomfortable just sitting and your knees are really high up above your hips, then elevate your hips onto something. So if you have a pillow nearby, you could even grab maybe a couch cushion off of the couch and sit up on it. If you happen to have a yoga block at home, go ahead and find a yoga block. So finding your comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like right now, letting your hands rest somewhere where it is easy for your shoulders to drop down away from your ears. And then allow your eyes to close, or you can gaze down at the mat in front of you. Just take a few moments here to drop into your breath. Becoming aware of where the breath is in your body. Do you feel it in your belly? Do you feel it in your chest? Does it feel constricted? Or does it feel like the breath flows? Feeling your sits bones rooted down onto either the pillow or block you're sitting on or onto the floor. Feel your legs and your feet where they're touching the floor, your mat. And then from these points that are touching the floor, that are supporting you, feel the energy extend down as if they are roots. You're growing roots like a tree, extending down into the earth, anchoring you here, grounding you. Picturing those roots spreading out wide. Picturing those roots spreading out wide and connecting to other roots, connecting you to other people, to trees, to plants. Fostering a feeling of connection when you may feel a little disconnected. With that grounded, rooted feeling, bring your awareness to your body. Notice your muscles, if any of them feel tight. If any area of your body feels constricted, see if you can inhale into that space and to exhale to let it go. Feeling tension flow out as you breathe out. And at home in your own space, maybe something comes out on that breath. Maybe laughter bubbles up. Maybe some tears come out. Whatever comes up as you tap into the breath and release the physical body, let it come up. Let it release. And drawing the hands together at heart center. Take a moment right now to set your intention for your practice. And maybe that intention is to release. Maybe it's to move. Perhaps it's to get grounded or just to breathe. If there's any other word or phrase that pops into your head when I say the word intention, then use that. Release the hands on down to the left. Keep the spine tall as you just drop the chin down towards the chest. And you can keep your eyes closed for this, or you can allow them to open. And then inhale. Lift your left ear up to your left shoulder. And use your exhale to release the shoulders down away from the ears. Taking a moment here to perhaps lower the chin down towards the shoulder or lift it up towards the ceiling, moving slowly. Noticing if there are any areas of your neck that need some extra attention, and then you can pause there in the movement. Exhaling, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhaling to release down through those shoulders. And again on this side, maybe some slow, gentle movements of the chin. Find a way, find space into these different areas of the neck. And then exhaling, chin to chest. Inhale to lift the gaze, allowing the eyes to open if they haven't already. And we'll move into some sun breaths here, deepening the breath while getting some movement. So as you inhale, we're going to reach those arms out and up. You can look up if that feels good. Palms come together as you exhale, draw hands down to heart. Maybe the gaze follows the fingertips the whole time. As you inhale, reach it out and up. Exhaling, hands coming down through center. Feeling this space that you have, creating space in the shoulders. Inhale, reach it up. Gathering that energy as you draw it down into the heart center. 2 more. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhaling, hands coming down. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hands to heart. This time we're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, we're going to bring that right arm on down to the floor. Reach the left arm up and over. You can look down at your hand that's on the mat, or you can look up at the ceiling under that left arm that's lifted. As you inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, maybe bowing over a little bit deeper. Taking one more full breath in. And exhale. And then inhale to reach, arms lifting up. Exhale, we're going to bring that left arm down to the mat. Right arm is reaching up and over, finding what works for your neck. Inhale, perhaps that top shoulder rolls back. Exhale, deepening into that side stretch. Take a full breath in. And out. Releasing tension. One more breath here. And then inhale to reach all the way up. As you exhale, bring the hands down through center. We're going to find the knees, so bringing your hands onto your knees. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart forward, maybe look up. And you also want to lift the tailbone up behind you. And as you exhale, round in. So we're rounding into the shoulders, tucking the tailbone underneath. Inhale to roll forward. Exhale to round in. Finding the full movement of your spine. Inhale, rounding forward, looking up. Exhale, rounding back, looking in towards the navel, inhaling and exhaling. So you can continue on just like this with the support of the hands on the knees. If you want to open up a little bit more through your shoulders here, we're going to interlace the hands together. Palms press forward as you exhale. And then as you inhale, the arms are going to reach up. So same movement in the spine, but maybe now adding in the shoulder opening. Inhaling to reach up. And exhaling to round in. Inhale. And exhale. Find 3 more at your own pace. And after that third exhale, release the hands if they were clasped, and inhales, come on back up to your seat. We're going to move into child's pose from here. So we're going to take away, remove any prop or anything that you had under the hips. You're going to find your big toes touching behind you, sinking the hips back as you reach the arms forward. Forehead is resting on the mat. As you're here in your child's pose, feel the breath expand in your back body. That area around the kidneys. And then we're going to inhale, roll it up, keeping those arms out a little bit in front of the shoulders. And then we're going to come out in towards your half plank pose, flattening out a little bit the hips there, so we don't want them to be up in all fours, but coming forward more. Hug the elbows in as you lower all the way down. Keep the hands pressing into the mat, elbows hugging in, and then inhale to lift, cobra pose. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to rise, cobra. Exhaling to lower. One more time, inhaling to rise. Exhaling to lower, press the hands into the mat, shift it back, child's pose. And we're going to find a flow there from our child's pose, forward through that half plank, down into our cobra pose, and then back into downward facing dog. So we're going to inhale, round and roll forward. Exhale to lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to press back, child's pose. Inhale to roll forward. Exhaling to lower down. Inhaling, cobra. And exhaling, child's pose. Find 2 more flows there at your own pace. Taking one full deep breath in your child's pose, and then go ahead and sit up, and we're going to find our way to mountain pose at the top of the mat. So coming in, you want your feet to be hip width apart. You want your knees to be soft. We want our arms to be releasing down. You want to feel grounded through all 4 corners of the feet, so pressing down into the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, rolling the shoulders back. As As you inhale, reaching out and up. Interlace the hands together at the top, and you want the pointer fingers to be lifted up as you exhale, bow over to your left side. Inhale up through center. And exhale over to the to the right side. Inhale up to center. And then exhale, we're going to dive forward, standing forward fold. Inhaling to find your halfway lift. So in halfway lift, we want to find a nice long spine here. We don't want to be rounded down in the shoulders. So we're lifting long, and then exhale to fold. Inhale as you reach out and up. Exhale, hands come down. Mountain pose again. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale to flow forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, reaching up. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, flow forward. We're going to inhale, find a halfway lift, and this time we're going to go ahead and take a big step back with that left foot. We're going to come into a low lunge here with the right leg in front. So you're bending into that right knee, and you want your knee to land right above your ankle here. So we're going to inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, sink those hips down. Feel this left hip flexor opening. Maybe you're feeling an opening in that right side. So you can stay right here with the hands on the floor. Or go ahead and walk your hands on up to your front thigh. Press into the thigh. Think about that belly working away from your thigh. So you are lengthening out in your lower back. And then exhale. Perhaps bending a little deeper into that front thigh, but without totally losing it and letting the belly fall forward, right? So we're staying supported there in the core. One more big breath in. And then exhale. Bring the hands down, but bring them both to the inside of your right leg. We're going to lift that left knee up. You're going to walk yourself around to center. So all 10 toes now are going to face the long edge of your mat. You want to find the outer edges of your feet parallel with the short edges of your mat. And from here, fold forward. Take 2 deep breaths in your forward fold. On your next inhale, find your way to a halfway lift, and then we're going to walk around to the back of the mat. So now your left leg is going to be in front, and you're going to drop the right knee down. Same thing here. You want your left knee directly over that left ankle. Option to keep the hands on the mat. Heart draws forward as you sink the hips down. And then maybe walking your hands on up to that front thigh, pressing the thigh away, feeling the belly drawing back towards the spine, shoulders down and back. And keeping that strength in the core, maybe you bend in a little bit deeper. And exhale, bringing both hands on down to the mat. You're going to keep your hands here and just step this left leg back to meet the right. So the knees are right next to each other. This time we're going to do puppy dog pose, Anahatasana. So we're going to keep the hips lifted, and you're going to reach the arms forward, and your forehead and your heart are coming down towards the floor. And as you inhale, come on back up. Hands draw under your shoulders. And then we're going to, again, step this left foot forward. And this time we're going to lift that back knee up. So the right knee is lifted coming in towards a high lunge. So again, you always have the option. You can keep that right knee down if you need to. And then inhale, perhaps reaching the arms up overhead. Squeeze those inner thighs in towards the midline. And as you exhale, maybe bend forward a little bit more in that front knee, but you just want to make sure that the knee does not come forward at your ankle. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, you're going to take your left arm back, right arm Inhale to come forward. Exhale, opening up into this twist. Inhaling forward. Exhale, open. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, we're going to come forward. We're going to pivot around to the long edge of your mat. So you're going to have all 10 toes again, face the long edge of your mat. Option here, if you want to open up a little bit more in the shoulders, interlace your hands together behind your back. Roll the shoulders back as you inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. If folding forward with your arms lifted up overhead feels like too much, then just release the hands down. Give yourself a couple breaths here. Maybe shake your head yes and no. Really release through the neck. And then we'll find a halfway lift, and we'll pivot around back to the front of your mat. So your right leg is once again in front. Left knee stays lifted unless you really need that support to bring it down. And then inhale to reach the arms up. Finding your way to a high lunge, releasing down through the shoulders. Maybe bending a little bit deeper into that front knee as long as it doesn't come forward of the ankle, right? So we want to keep it right over the ankle or even a little bit behind. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open up, right arm comes back behind you. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, open up. Inhale through center. Exhale to open. Inhale. One more time, exhale. Inhale to center. And then we're going to shift the weight forward onto the right leg as we just step forward. Hands down to the heart. Take a moment here, rooting down into your feet. Softening the gaze. Maybe even closing your eyes, coming back into your breath. We're going to move into some balancing. So we're going to find our tree pose here, and I will mirror you. So we're going to balance first on our left leg. Go ahead and bend that right knee. You're going to open that right knee out to the side. And then you're going to either find your ankle, you can find your calf here, or you can lift your foot all the way up to the inner thigh. The only thing you want to do is avoid having your foot on your knee. Bring your hands together at heart center. Press your leg into your foot and your foot into your leg. And then if you feel steady here, you can lift the arms up overhead. Make sure you have a soft gaze and you're looking at something that doesn't move. You may be finding that this pose is a lot easier to do at home when you're not around a bunch of other people that may be falling over or having trouble with their balance. I find that I can stay in tree pose at home a lot longer than I can in the studio. Good, one more breath in. And then as you exhale, hands come down if they were lifted, and we'll bring that right leg on down to the floor, shake it out. Moving on to your second side, so now we're going to bring all the weight into your right leg. You're going to go ahead and bend your left knee, open it out to the side, and find either your ankle, your calf, or aim for your inner thigh. Hands come together at heart center. You're going to press your leg into your foot and your foot into your leg. Option to stay right here or lift your arms up overhead. So again, finding that soft gaze, looking at something that doesn't move, feeling rooted and grounded down into this right foot. Can you think about evening the weight out between the inner and outer edge of the foot and the front and the back of the foot? And since we're balancing, that weight's going to move around, but can we have it move more around center rather than moving all around the ball of the foot or the heel? Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, we're going to release that left leg down. Go ahead, shake it out. Arms come down next to you. And then we are going to come into having your feet hip width apart here. So we're setting up for a chair pose. So if you weren't already there, feet hip width apart. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. So as you're sinking down, you really want that weight to shift back into the hips, a little bit more into the heels, so we don't want the knees coming forward of our toes. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the left. So option to be in a nice big open twist here. Other option is to go ahead and bring that right knee down to the outside of your leg. Press your arm into your leg as you open up through the heart. Take 3 deep breaths here. And then we're going to inhale, bring it back to center. Same thing on the other side. So as you exhale, you're going to twist. Maybe you just stay lifted up. Maybe you bring that left elbow down to the right thigh. Press the arms into one another. 3 deep breaths. And then on that next exhale, let yourself go. Fold in. Take a couple breaths, a couple moments here in your forward fold. Shake your head yes and no. You can grab opposite elbows. You can let yourself sway from side to side. Maybe if you are feeling pretty flexible, you can interlace your hands together behind the legs. And then exhale, release the hands down. Go ahead and step that left foot back. Coming in towards a lunge. Inhale, heart is reaching forward. Exhale, drop the left knee down. And this time we're going to straighten the right leg. Let the toes lift. So your hands are going to walk back, so they're going to be a little bit closer to your knee. As you inhale, reach the heart forward. Flex the toes. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, find that length. Exhale to fold. Inhale. And exhale. Then we're going to inhale up to standing and turn towards the side of your mat, keeping that orientation in the legs. So the right leg is going to be extended out towards the front of your mat. Balancing on that left knee. The foot is back behind you. Right hand is on that right leg. As you inhale, reach that left arm up and exhale, bow over towards the side, opening the gate pose. Big breath in, maybe looking up under that left arm. And then as you exhale, bowing over. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, come up and over, finding the back of your mat. Your left hand comes on down. The right arm reaches up. So now we're in this modified side plank pose. Reaching that right arm up. Again, maybe the gaze looks up. If you want to challenge yourself here, we're going to engage in the core. Think about drawing the belly button back towards the spine, and maybe the right leg floats. You don't have to go there if it doesn't feel right in your body. And then we're going to exhale, drop that right leg down, come on back up. And then bring the hands on down, frame that front foot. We're going to step it back, finding those 2 knees together again. Keep the hips lifted, coming back into that Anahatasana. Arms reaching forward, forehead down to the mat. And then pressing it on back into your child's pose, hips to the heels. Finding those deep breaths, seeing if they can center a little bit more in the back. We're going to inhale, come back up to all fours, and you're going to step your left foot forward instead. And I'm going to turn around, so I just keep looking at the camera. So bringing that left foot forward, right knee is down, setting up first that low lunge. And then we'll straighten the left leg, let the toes flex back. Inhale as the heart reaches forward. And exhale, folding. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. We're going to inhale, come up to standing, facing the side of your mat. So that right foot is going to work back behind you. Left leg is still long, left hand on the leg. As you inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, bow over. Opening the gate pose. Opening the right side lungs. The right rib cage, those intercostal muscles, getting a nice good stretch here. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, bring that right arm all the way down to the mat. Left arm is reaching up. So we're in this nice modified side plank pose. If it's okay on your neck, gaze can look up towards the left finger. And if you want a little bit more challenge here, think about engaging in the core and lifting your left leg so it becomes parallel to the floor. And then we'll exhale, go ahead and drop that left leg down. Inhale back up to center. And then you'll pivot back around. Frame your left foot. And this time, stepping it back, we're going to shift that weight forward. And as you exhale, come all the way down onto your mat. We're going to go ahead and draw those elbows forward. So the elbows are going to be right under your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back, pressing your elbows, your forearms, the palms of your hands out into the floor. As you inhale, lifting up, finding your Sphinx pose. And your legs are extended back behind you, big toes reaching backwards. So from this back bend, we're going to take the left hand, cross it in front of the body. Your left hand is your support. And then we're going to bend the right knee, reach around. Maybe you pull that right knee in towards the body. So if this feels like a lot, with the back bend and pulling that right foot in, then bring your forehead on down to that front arm. If you can maintain the back bend, then just make sure you're actually actively lifting up through the heart. We're not collapsing into the shoulder. And as you pull that right foot in towards the body, think about extending back through the knee. So you're getting a nice good stretch on your quad. Exhale, let it go. We'll release the forehead down to the floor. So you can make a pillow with your hands or turn your head to one side. Find something that helps you release. And then let your hips sway a little from side to side, releasing out through that lower back. And then coming back to center, we're going to draw those elbows under the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back as you inhale, lifting back up into your Sphinx pose. Heart is reaching forward, pressing the elbows on down into the floor and reaching them back towards the ribcage as the ribcage feels like it's sliding forward towards your elbows. And from this back bend, the right arm now is going to cross in front of the body as you bend that left leg, reach around. Option to maintain the back bend as you do this, or let your forehead come on down to that right arm. And as you're drawing the left foot in, extend straight back behind you through that left knee. And exhale to release. And again, bring either the forehead down onto the hands or bring your head to look at the other side and maybe rock the hips from side to side. And we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders and press it back. Find your child's pose. Big toes touching, hips to the heels. and it's completely up to you and what feels good in your body. If you want your knees together or your knees mat width apart, both are correct, both are okay. Just find what works for you and your body. And take 3 deep breaths in your child's pose. We're going to inhale, draw yourself back up to all fours. And take that right knee, tuck it in behind the left knee. And I'll turn to be facing you, so the left knee is going to be in front. You're going to open your feet out wide. And then walk your hips back so that you are sitting down between your heels. You can always grab that block if you had it, or a cushion, if you were sitting on something at the beginning of practice. You can use that under the hips if it feels really intense on the hips to come back into this cow face pose. You can also, if you don't have anything or it's still really intense to sit up on something, the right leg's the one on the bottom. You can straighten it out in front of you, and you just have this left leg crossed over, trying to stack your left knee on top of your right knee. So a couple options there for you. And then take a moment here in this cow face pose and feel grounded through the left hip. So maybe it's lifted up. Think about setting down a little bit deeper into it. And we'll add in the arms. So we're going to take the right arm, and it's going to come up and find your shoulder blade. So option 1 is to take that left hand. We're going to encourage the elbow up towards the ceiling. And as you do so, you want to try not to press the head forward or round in. We want to stay lifted up nice and tall. So you can stay right here. If you feel like you got more space in your shoulders and your arms, we're going to take that left hand, wrap it around the back. And then if you can clasp your fingers together, go ahead and clasp your fingers together. If that doesn't work for you, you can grab your shirt. If there's something nearby, some sort of a strap or something, you can go ahead and grab that. Or you can just come back to having that left arm over the right. So taking a moment here, again, finding that tall spine. So we're trying not to find an arch or a rounding anywhere. And if you feel like there's more space in your hips, then allow yourself to fold forward. Might even be helpful for you to close your eyes here. Bring the awareness inside the body, because there's a lot going on in the hips, maybe down into the quads, the shoulders, the arms. So breathe into sensation, and as you exhale, can you release the tension? Release any blocks that you're feeling. And if you're folded forward, let yourself come back up. We'll release the arms. And then there's a really fun way to switch sides here. If you are in the orientation like me, you can bring both hands over to the right side of your body. You're going to keep your feet exactly where they are. And we're just going to walk all the way around in a circle. So if you made it completely around in a circle without moving the feet, then you come down to a seat and your right leg is on top. And again, finding any modification you need here. Maybe you're sitting up on a block or a cushion, and maybe this left leg, which is now on the bottom, is out in front of you with the right leg directly over it, or the right knee right over that left knee. So taking a moment here could feel very different than the first side. Rooting down through that right hip. See if you can get it down towards the mat a little bit more. And then we'll add in the arms. So we'll go ahead and take the left arm now, bring it up and over, finding that left shoulder blade. And option 1 again is to take that right hand up and just encourage the elbow to lift up. And you want to find that nice tall spine, so we're not rounding or arching. And maybe the right arm comes around the back. Maybe you find fingertips. If you can't quite get fingertips, you've got a shirt there you can grab onto, or if there's anything nearby that makes sense. Maybe even a blanket, you could grab a blanket. So finding this tall spine, maybe the eyes close, you bring that awareness into the tension, into the sensation. And if you feel like you've got more space in the hips, then allow yourself to fold forward. Thinking about releasing through the jaw. releasing the tongue, so it's pressing really hard up against the roof of your mouth. Can you let it go, coming down to the bottom? And then if you're folded forward, letting yourself come back up, releasing the arms, and release those legs out in front of you, shake it out. So now we're going to find a forward fold with our legs extended long. Just like I said when we were in our seated position, if you need to elevate your hips up onto something, please feel free. We're going to find those sits bones, and I'm turning sideways so you can really see what's happening in my back here. What we want to do is inhale, lift the arms up, and you want to lift up nice and tall through the lower back. If you find that you're here and rounding back, bending your knees can help you to roll a little bit more forward onto those sits bones. And from here, we're going to big breath in. And exhale, you're trying to get your belly button down towards your thighs. So as your belly button comes down towards your thighs, your spine stays nice and long and that lower back is coming forward. So if I'm really tight in the hamstrings and my legs are straight, this is more what I'm going to look like, right? See, my belly is not coming down towards my thighs, my lower back is rounding a lot. And that's not going to be good for your lower back in the long run. So you want to keep that heart drawing forward, belly button reaching towards the thighs, which may mean you're up here. Maybe I have short legs, I can reach my toes. Maybe you don't reach your toes, right? Maybe your hands are on your calves. So find whatever works for you here. Again, maybe knees bent as you come in. If your knees are bent and you find a little bit of that tension lets go and your legs stretch, then think about sliding those heels forward, not necessarily straightening the legs all the way, but sliding them out so that you get a little bit more in that forward fold. And we're going to inhale, come on back up to center. Keep that right leg extended out and bend the left leg. Your left leg can be inside of your right, or you can bring the foot to the outside. Your choice. We're going into a twist. So the left hand's going to come back behind you. As you inhale, reach the right arm up. That spine is tall. Exhale, find your twist. So you can hug your knee, or you can bring your elbow to the outside. I think that really depends on your anatomy and how deep you twist as well. So once you're in the twist, as you inhale, think about sitting up taller, reaching up through the crown of the head. And then exhale, twisting deeper, look back over the left shoulder. And as you exhale, can you release the shoulders down out of the ears? Stay in the twist, but move the head. So look forward over the right shoulder, and maybe dropping the chin down. Feel a little stretch in your neck here. And on the next exhale, go ahead and release, letting go. And we'll extend that left leg out long, do the opposite side. And I will stay looking away from the camera just so that you can see what's going on in my back. So your right foot can either be inside your leg or to the outside. Now your right hand is coming back behind you for support. As you inhale, reach that left arm up, and then exhale into that twist. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, deepening the twist. Stay in a twist and just move the head so you're looking over that left shoulder, chin down towards the left shoulder. And exhale to release. Coming back to center. Draw the soles of the feet together. Holding onto the ankles as you roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold forward. This time you don't have to worry so much about that spine being nice and flat as you come forward. It can round in a little bit more because our knees are bent. Inhale, let's come back up to seated. Find a comfortable seated position. We're going to do a little bit of pranayama, a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So you can elevate your hips. You can find your legs out long in front of you. And we're going to rest the left hand on your left leg. And I invite you to have your palm open, receptive. So receiving energy, and maybe draw the thumb and the forefinger together here. And then we're going to draw our right thumb onto our right nostril. The first two fingers can either rest on your third eye, or you can tuck them into your palm, your choice. And then your ring finger and your pinky are going to rest on your left nostril. So we're going to plug that right nostril, and it's inhale through the left side. And then at the top, we're going to switch, exhale out through the right side only. And then inhale through the right side. Exhale through the left. Inhale through left. Exhale through right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale. Switching over to the right, exhale. Inhale right. Exhale left. Keep going with that pattern for 3 more rounds. Exhaling out through that left nostril. Let your hands release down to your lap. Maybe the eyes are closed or having a soft gaze. And just find a couple deep breaths. Noticing if you feel more open, if the breath feels easier. Maybe you feel a little bit more balanced, more steady. And maybe none of that is true, right? Maybe you're still feeling a little frazzled, and that's okay. We can be here with that. Be present with what you're feeling. And we're going to find our way down onto our backs. So we're going to find 2 back bends, and then we're going to move into our spinal twist here on the mat. So coming on down, we're going to find get rid of my clip there. You're going to find your feet hip width apart, right under the knees, hands coming down to either side. Find the flats of the shoulder blades here on the floor. You're going to press your feet down into the mat for bridge pose, Take a breath in. As you exhale, think about pressing your lower back down into the mat. The tailbone points up to your knees, and then we'll inhale, lift the hips, lift the spine. Perhaps when you're lifted, you roll the shoulders under and interlace your hands together under your back. Now, when you're in this position, you want to make sure that you are strong in those inner thighs and that the legs aren't opening out to the side. See if you can press down evenly into all four corners of both feet. Inner thigh squeezing towards the midline. And to exhale, release the hands if they're clasped, coming all the way down to the floor. Taking a moment here, you can windshield wipe those knees from side to side. And then coming back into stillness, setting up for one more back bend. So pressing down into the soles of the feet. We'll take that big breath in. As you exhale, we're drawing that lower back down to the floor, hollowing out in the belly, and then inhale, we'll lift. Maybe the shoulders roll under, maybe you interlace your hands together. This time, gaze down at your rib cage, and maybe as you inhale, you see that rib cage flare out. And as you exhale, you see it come back in. So seeing if you can deepen your breath and really move those ribs. If you can't, don't worry about it, right? Don't stress out about it. Just setting some intention there. One more big breath in. And then exhale to lower on down. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Let yourself rock here a little from side to side. Massaging out your low back and your sacrum. Let's make some circles with the knees. Make sure you go the opposite direction as well. Then we're going to exhale, let both knees drop over to the right side. That left shoulder is going to keep reaching down towards the floor. Yeah, keep grounded on the floor and your hand can reach out to the side. You can keep gazing up or you can turn over that left shoulder. Soft gaze or eyes closed. Inhale to lift the legs up to center. And exhale to draw them both over to the left side. Now that right shoulder is going to stay grounded as the right arm reaches to the side. Inhale, knees come back up to center. And then we'll extend the legs out long, finding your Shavasana, your final relaxation. Shoulders down, arms down on the mat, down by your sides. Feeling your entire body release. And let go. Sinking down into your mat, into the floor. Knowing that at this moment, nowhere else to be and nothing else to do. And I invite you to stay here in your Shavasana as long as feels good to you. When you're ready to come out, go ahead and bend your knees. Allow yourself to roll over to one side. Taking a couple deep breaths here. Pressing into one hand as you press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands together at heart center. Taking a moment here to just feel grounded. Feel the movement you created in the body. And I invite you to join in on one Om with me. If you don't quite feel comfortable doing so, just let the sound wash over you. Exhale completely. Take a deep breath in. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be at peace.